Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Taurus, I've already pulled out a couple of cards for you. We're working with the Moonology deck and the Wild Unknown Oracle deck. Now, as I was shuffling and getting ready to pull cards out for you, I got like this really strong vision in my head. And I just sat with it for a second and kind of let it play out. It's interesting, though, because it didn't really go anywhere. And I didn't understand that at first until I got your cards out. And then I went and anyways, let's just go. Okay, so as I was shuffling your cards, I literally saw someone on a dirt bike, like on a dirt bike. And I saw, so let's say it was you, okay, you're reading. So I saw you on a dirt bike. And you're on this, one of those hills or inclines that are just like really steep, a really, really steep hill. And it was like, it looked like dirt, like it did. So I think there's competitions where people do that, don't they, in certain bikes, and they rev that engine and they try to get up that hill, like that really steep hill, as quickly as they can, or even just being able to accomplish it. So I don't know if you're feeling like you're sitting at the bottom of a hill and it's very steep. You have like so here's the other thing. If we look at the symbolism in that, you have a very powerful engine on what you're sitting on right now. Now, it's how you use it, I feel like, is really important, because what I saw was somebody like, and it was like you weren't getting, it didn't really seem like you were getting anywhere. It's just all this dirt was flying like, well, behind the this dirt bike, and you weren't really getting, there was so much, almost like, right, like so much effort being put in, but it's sort of like the wrong type of effort in the wrong scenario. I feel like with that bike, it's more like a kind of, you want to kind of go a little bit slow. It's almost like when you're stuck in the snow. When you're stuck in the snow, you don't want to hit the gas right away, because all you do is you create friction. Well, especially with the snow, and you can actually start melting it and turn it to ice right underneath where your tires are. But you got to give it a chance to grip, to take hold, right? Like the tires need to be able to take hold. So you just touch the gas a little bit so that you're getting some traction. We're going to get to your cards in a minute, but you're getting, right, just touch that gas a little bit so you're getting some traction. And then you got to play with it, right? Like maybe the amount of gas that you're giving something as you're developing traction is where you want to keep it for a second. But like, right, like there's a real sort of like, when you react is very important in this. That's the other thing. So I'm wondering if that's also representative of the cards that have come out. So because it almost maybe, okay, it's important, I would say too, it's important not to get into your head, to just feel it and be very reactive in the instant. Be very reactive, like in a timely way here. So if you're getting traction, you're not just, you're thinking the harder I push, the more I hit the gas, the easier and the faster I'll get up this steep sandy hill. Physics speaking, no. Like that's not, you got it. The tires have got to grab something, and they've got to go slow enough to do that, but you've also got to add enough torque so that it's also enough to propel you a little bit. And I feel like that amount of torque changes, or you can slowly increase it. But this is not a hill that you want to approach at to go from 0 to 100. That's not what this hill is. Whatever this hill represents for you, you don't go from 0 to 100, because all you do is you throw all the dirt out from under and if you feel like you're putting in a lot of effort, I'm using all the torque that this dirt bike has. I'm using all the horsepower it's got, baby. And I'm not getting anywhere because you're not applying it, right? Like you got to maybe even sit back a bit, take a little run. But it's almost like, no, in this competition, I don't know if it's a competition, but well, life is sometimes just a competition between ourselves and ourselves. But in this situation, it's no running start. It's a standstill start up this hill. Okay. So the first card that came out here was have faith in your dreams. That's a waxing crescent moon. So that is a dream that is building up here. That's a dream that is building here. So right, that's like, maybe you're trying to hit the gas too fast for something. You need to allow something to get traction. I really feel like you need to allow something here to get some traction. And then the rabbit card came out. That was very unexpected for me when I pulled that out for you. I'm like, especially with when I was seeing the dirt bike. I thought that's an odd energy. But I mean, well, because I thought it didn't feel like you had fear. Because this card can be somebody who's overwhelmed with fear. Overwhelmed, afraid of like everything. It could be like afraid of doing this, afraid of doing that. It may be afraid of experimenting. Maybe you're halfway up the hill in this situation. And maybe you've gotten to the point where gravity is now pulling on you to a certain degree that you need to adjust. Maybe you do need to adjust something. Because I feel like as you get further up the hill, you probably need to add a lot more torque, right? Because now you've got gravity pulling, as opposed when you started at the bottom, gravity was just there. You were trying to break away from it. Now the force of it is, right, it'll start to pull on you, and you need to add, right? I think you need to add more torque as you're getting up there, and it might start to feel like your wheels are spinning at times, but that almost feels like as you get further up this steep hill, that's where it's okay for you to be spinning, because it's either that or rolling down, right? So, okay, because the rabbit, I kept it open here. I kept it, I feel like it's story time. The rabbit, everybody, okay? Are you feeling rabbity today? Let me tell you, my friends. Okay, afraid of everything, overwhelmed and frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it. So loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. Okay, and this is where I read this and went, we spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, O rabbit. They shape your destiny. See, I thought of that. But see, that's where I kind of thought, well, maybe you're like starting at the bottom and you're like just hitting the gas. Well, this doesn't fucking work. I can't even see where I'm going now. That's right. Like, so that right. And to have faith in it's almost like being afraid to have faith in your dreams. Maybe by having, so I'm going to play devil's advocate here with you a little bit. So having faith in your dreams, right, is building up some level of hope. Building up some level of hope. Maybe you've done that before, and maybe it's come crashing down. And you're like, I can't do that again. I can't go down into that gutter again. So there could be some sort of fear here. Maybe it's just about having faith in a dream that you have for yourself. There's a fear about putting in too much hope or stock in some type of dream that you have for your life. The more you say that the dream's not possible, though, based on this card, the more the dream is not likely possible. Because you start to what's that called when you start to create your own destiny, or you're your own, what is that called when you actually make it happen? When everything was fine and then you get in there and you fuck it all up because you're like, it's going to get fucked up. So you fuck it up. It's like, well, you're the one who said it would get fucked up, so you fucked it up, right? What is that called? There's a term for that. I know, so y'all are good. Put it in the comments. What the hell is that called? That's, yeah, you literally make it happen. Like, that's what this rabbit card is talking about too. There's a pessimistic outlook with the rabbit, but it's connected to a dream here. So I don't know if it's literally like a dream that you had, like in going to sleep at night and having a dream. It's some type of dream that you envision of your life in the future at some point. If it's this steep hill, and that represents something to you, is getting over that. It is the fear that, you know, I'll never get over that hill, or I'll never overcome this obstacle, or so that's really an interesting card, because I've seen, I know that's a lot, like talking about just the dirt bike, but I'm sat there with that for a while, shuffling, and I would stop shuffling and I would just let that play out. I'm thinking, what is going on here? So Taurus is trying to get up a hill. Taurus is trying to get up a hill. And then when this card came out, I thought, okay, well, maybe they're have faith in their dreams. So then I thought, well, maybe that's like trying so hard to get up the hill. But it's when this card came out, I thought, okay, no, this is almost like somebody who is afraid to fulfill something even. So, and also afraid of everything. I feel like I can say there's a lot of times where I sort of like cycle through fear because, you know, being like a single parent and running everything on my own here, there's times where I know that there's things in my life that I'm letting lax. I need to get to those. I need to do this. I need to update that. I need to pay this bill. I need to do this. And then I can, if enough of that starts to like happen, I start to feel like overwhelmed, and then I'll be like, okay, I don't know what to do now. I don't know which one I should address first. I don't know what thing I should do next. And then I'll just sit down and I'll go, okay, what can you do right now? Without any like, all right, well, you can do that. So then I'll do that, you know, without a lot of planning or anything. I could do that. Or I can go to my computer right now and I can pay that bill. I can do that and I can get that done and I can do that. And then the minute I start doing that, I suddenly feel like I have more control over my life. And I start to feel like, the pressure's like, it's a relief, but you have to stop for a second and go, okay. What can you do right now? Right? Like, don't think about the most complicated or even the most pressing. Well, I don't know. Depends on what the most pressing thing is. What is the easiest thing for you to accomplish right now that is going to take some sort of stress away from you, or that is going to put a little tiny brick in a foundation that you're trying to build in your life that you feel like, I don't know, I don't want to have hope in this one. Just is it a little brick? Is it a little bit of mortar you can put in there? Maybe you just need to go around with the level today and like show yourself that everything you put on is going down nice and level. It's really good. Okay. The underline. Okay, so you very close to achieving your goal. Isn't that interesting? That's in the past. In the past, you're very close to achieving your goal. And now, or maybe you felt like you were too. Like maybe you felt like you were really close to achieving a goal here. But maybe something gave way on the hill, and it feels like you kind of like, maybe you hit a real soft spot with your dirt bike and you kind of went down a little bit. Because right now, this is like, it's to me, somebody who feels kind of overwhelmed and frozen. Frozen with fear about this. Like, oh, I slid down the hill, it could happen again. You know what? Most of the time it doesn't. It's kind of funny, right? Well, I want to say, like, no, lightning can strike twice sometimes, but it's not very often. So, okay, and these are the cards. We have the earthworm, the swan, and then the elk. This is really interesting. Okay, the earthworm is someone who's feeling like their creativity is kind of knotted up, expressing themselves, being able to maybe have some sort of creative spark here is sort of like all wound up and not being expressed readily and easily. But then the swan is just flowing. The swan is just, it's kind of like, so there's something going on here where you were having difficulty expressing yourself, or you were having difficulty in a creative period here. But then you hit this really flowing energy. You might have felt sort of in sync with another person here, and that helped that happen, but I don't want to lean too much into that. I feel like this is almost like just kind of like reflecting upon yourself. Maybe reflecting upon yourself is something that helps you open up your creativity, because this is open and flowing and this is not. So there's a switch. But then this feels like mastery with the elk. So you were very close to achieving a goal in the past. You really were. I don't know what the goal was. You were really close to achieving it. You maybe did you master something here? But now it feels like, I don't know what set you back. I don't know what has set you back into this, like, worried about your dreams and your hopes. I mean, the world is a bit of a shit show. Maybe that, right? Like, I don't know. Okay, so have faith in your dreams. It's like they're building up. It's a waxing crescent moon. Maybe the dream feels really far away. Oh my God. There's the big hill. Now to the Three of Pentacles. Okay, this is something that you can't build on your own. That's also interesting. With the Three of Pentacles. Well, let's see what else comes out with it. The Six of Cups. Routine. Oh. The Four of Cups. And the Fool. This is showing me a different way to get up the hill. Instead of trying to physically go up it, like, it's almost like planting a seed and letting the roots grow up, like the roots moving through this mountain. The rat and the rat and the Fool, but the Four of Cups and the Fool. It feels like meeting some type of opposition. Maybe there's like a boulder in the way. I want to say, though, this feels more like you don't get up the hill on your own. And it comes across this way for me. It comes across that, let's say there's you and 3 other people trying to get up this hill. It no longer becomes who gets up the hill first. And it's not about who stands on the mountain alone. This is more about, there's like you and 2 others in this Three of Pentacles. And each one of you are trying to get up the mountain, and then you don't quite get there, so you kind of come back down, or you end up on a ledge together. But the important thing here is that you share your experience. Because let's say you're making an attempt to go somewhere here, okay? You're making an attempt. This is like, we don't get there on our own is the big part of this story. And maybe it's the feeling like you need to get there on your own, or you need to be able to do this on your own, because that's not how you're going to get up this mountain. Because you're going to go up the trail, and maybe you only get so far, and then you kind of come back down. But each time you guys get a little higher, but you come down and you share. You say, okay, I had it on 3rd gear. I had it on 3rd gear, and I have no idea about dirt bikes. So please don't bother correcting me if I'm not right. It doesn't matter. It's like, I'm in 3rd gear. I started in 2nd and got up to 3rd gear, and then I really gunned it, and then I got up to that point. You share this with the others around you, and then they go up and they try that, and they say, okay, I did that, and then I put it back into 1st gear, right? Like, there's something very holistic and cooperative here in your dream. Something that you want to succeed here. This is not just about you doing it. You'll never get up it. You won't. You need to cooperate somewhere. I know it sounds really, but no, you do. Because together, you each add your experience and knowledge, and you build that up to something that you can each benefit from. It's kind of funny too, because I feel like, you know, Taurus is one of those signs that I typically see as very, very patient here. But this is giving me a bit of, like, I feel like this Six of Cups, A, is also talking about those that we build with in life. And maybe that you can even look at that in terms of the experiences that you've gained with other people in the past. And there's lessons that we can learn from everyone. You know, even some people that are like real assholes. Even real assholes have some good qualities or have some natural abilities. You know, like there was a few times in my sort of career period where I was management was always trying to push me into sales, and I hated sales. I absolutely hated it because I never felt like I wanted somebody to buy something they didn't need. Like, and that's not what a salesman will sell you anything. Like, what do they say? A good salesman will sell, like somebody up in Nineveh will sell them ice. Like, come on. So they don't need that though. I hated that. But anyways, so it does take a special type of person to be able to sell sometimes, right? So, and I would be out sometimes on the road with some of these sales reps, and I'm like, God, this person's a real fucking asshole. But I tell you, there were things that they could do that I could not do. And it was not just always like selling something to someone that they didn't need, but sometimes they would find out that this person actually did need it through having like an interesting discussion with them, like digging out information, but being like, and I thought, you know, I don't particularly like this person, but I can see that they have an ability to do something here that I don't. And like, that's something that I could learn from. I don't know, like, it's kind of this is really interesting reading to me, because you could be looking back on some past relationships or instances here even that you don't feel too good about with the Four of Cups. And you might just want to just a fresh start. I want to put all that behind me. I don't want to think about any of them anymore. I don't want to do anything. I don't want that. The Fool? But right now, let's think about that. Because the Fool is a fresh start, and it's taking yourself down a road that you're completely unfamiliar with. You don't know anything about that, which isn't, you know, not necessarily a bad thing. But I feel like there's something here that you have already put a lot of effort, time, blood, sweat, and tears into. And why walk away from it now? I don't know if that like that or, but so let's see what we get with the Rabbit. The Rabbit. The Daughter of Pentacles. These are both like nervous little. God, it's so interesting. The Daughter of Pentacles, like the Page of Pentacles. Overwhelmed and frozen. Almost like, it's weird. It's almost like you feel like a child in a situation here. Or you are you afraid of a child? That would be weird. Are you afraid of it? Like, overwhelmed and frozen because of a child. But that's really funny too, because they don't look very... Look it's almost like, it's like Bambi and Thumper. Oh my God. Bambi and Thumper. Is it not? How did we get that? Oh my God. What the fuck is that? Well, I don't know what we were talking about. Anyways, quite a bit of time has gone by since I paused this video. Everything is okay now, but I'm feeling a little bit disturbed. Okay, so we were talking about Bambi. What were we talking about? Like Bambi? I don't know. I'm going to pull tarot out. Oh, I did. That was the daughter. Like you're afraid of like a child or something. The Daughter of Pentacles. Okay, the Ten of Wands. It was like obstacles, like there's obstacles on the hill or the mountain. Justice. Justice is hidden behind the bramble bush. And the 9 of Pentacles. My gosh. It's almost like, okay, it's like right as this rabbit that there's something, like this feels like a scary area to me for the, like what's on the other side of all of this dark, heavy forest. But there's justice and freedom. There's some type of justice and freedom here. Are you afraid of justice and freedom? No, that would be weird. No, I feel like you're afraid of what's in front of you. That's what it feels like. I feel like there's something right in front of you. Maybe this is even just I feel like it's a temporary obstacle that is right in front of you somehow. And it's not as big as perhaps your fears are making it out to be. Because on the other side of this, you have, like literally, you have justice, you have financial independence, maybe you could be starting your own business here, or if you have, or maybe you're afraid to. There's really a very good, like a very excellent physical outcome for you on the other side of this. The 7 of Swords is at the bottom. So I don't know, it's weird. Holding some type of truth back, guarding or protecting some sort of truth. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, Taurus, I'm going to ask, what goal are you currently very close to achieving, right? Because in the past you were very close. So what goal are you currently very close to achieving? And how can you best nurture your dreams? There are 2 options in the description below if you'd like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.